In a city of dreams, where millions come searching for opportunity, a new voice rose from the streets of Queens. A voice that did not belong to billionaires, corporations, or power, but to the people. This is the story of Zohran Mamdani, the young immigrant who fought his way into American politics and changed lives with courage, honesty, and hope. Zohran was not born into power. He was not born into money. He was born into struggle, and he carried the struggle of thousands in his heart. Zohran was born in Kampala, Uganda, a city of music, energy, and deep history. His father, Mahmoud Mamdani, was a famous scholar and writer. His mother, Miran Nair, was one of the world's most respected film directors. But despite his parents' achievements, Zohran did not grow up in a castle. He grew up between cultures, Indian, African, and American. He lived in Uganda, in Kenya, and finally in the United States. When most children struggle to understand one language, Zohran was learning three. When most children fit into one world, Zohran was being shaped by three. Those early years built something powerful inside him: empathy, identity, understanding of discrimination, the pain of poverty and racism. When Zohran moved to New York, he was just a kid with a strange name, different skin, and an immigrant accent. In New York, difference is everywhere. But difference can also make you invisible. He studied hard. But he also listened to the voices ignored by the system. Immigrant taxi drivers, shopkeepers, students working 2 jobs, families struggling to pay rent. He saw what many politicians never saw: people working hard and still being poor. Zohran did not start his career as a politician. No luxury suits, no office, no connections. He worked as a housing counselor, a tenant organizer, a person helping people who were being evicted. He knocked on doors. He stood beside families on eviction day. He translated for immigrants who couldn't speak English. He worked with broken systems just to protect the people crushed under them. There, he learned the truth. It wasn't just individuals failing. The system was failing them. One day, Zohran realized something. He could help 10 families a week as a counselor. Or he could change the laws that were hurting everyone. So he made the boldest decision of his life. He would run for public office. No billionaire donors. No big party leaders behind him. Just ordinary people. When he knocked on doors, many asked, "Why should we trust you?" His answer was simple: "Because I am not here to rule you. I am here to serve you." Running for office in New York is not easy. He was young, Muslim, immigrant, progressive. People said, "You can't win. Politics is not for people like you. System will crush you." But Zohran believed something stronger than fear. He believed in people. He walked every street in Queens. He shook thousands of hands. He listened to every voice. And slowly, the community started to believe in him. Most politicians begin campaigns with millions of dollars. Zohran began his campaign with nothing but hope, courage, and the people who believed in him. His office was not a fancy building. It was a small room shared by volunteers, teachers, delivery workers, taxi drivers, college students, immigrants who had never been part of politics before. They printed flyers on home printers, knocked on doors in cold weather, held meetings in living rooms, restaurants, and sidewalks. This was not a campaign powered by money. It was powered by love. His message was simple: housing is a human right. Healthcare must be for all. Rent should not destroy families. Immigrants deserve dignity. Workers deserve protection. And slowly, the streets of Queens began to echo his name. But politics is not a fair battlefield. Powerful groups tried to stop him. Wealthy landlords, corporate-backed politicians, lobbyists, big campaign donors. They called him too young, too radical, too inexperienced. When truth stands against power, power attacks. Negative ads were printed. Whispers spread. He'll destroy the economy. He will raise taxes. He will fail. But Zohran did something rare. He did not answer hate with hate. He answered with the truth. He held community meetings and told people, I am not fighting for power. I am fighting to give you power. Election night in Queens. A small room. A few laptops. Volunteers with shaking hands. Votes came in slowly. At first, he was losing. Then he caught up. Then, he started winning. And then, history was written. The final count. Zohran Mamdani, winner. The immigrant kid defeated the political machine. The room exploded with tears, laughter, hugs, and chants. The people have won. Queens has a new voice. Zohran stood on a small stage and said, We did not win because of money. We did not win because of power. We won because we believed in each other. Winning was not the end. It was the beginning. At the State Assembly in Albany, Zohran was not treated like others. Some ignored him. Some laughed at his ideas. Some said he would fail. But leaders are not defined by comfort. Leaders are defined by struggle. He kept fighting. For taxi drivers crushed by debt. For tenants facing eviction. For workers without benefits. For immigrants without protection. He didn't care about popularity. He cared about justice. One of the biggest crises in New York was breaking families. Taxi drivers, many of them immigrants, were drowning in debt. Some had taken loans just to buy taxi medallions. Then the market crashed. Drivers lost everything. Many became homeless. Some even lost their lives. While most politicians stayed silent. Zohran stood up. He did not go to drivers for votes. He went to them for justice. He organized protests, marches, and hunger strikes. He carried signs. He walked with the drivers. He sat on cold concrete streets at night. And finally, the government listened. A historic relief program was passed. Loans were forgiven. Families were saved. Taxi drivers cried in the streets, hugging each other, saying, Zohran saved us. He gave us our life back. Despite victories, Zohran stayed humble. He still walked the streets of Queens. Still talked to shopkeepers. Still answered phone calls from families needing help. Still visited buildings with broken heating and stopped landlords from abusing tenants. He did not change because of power. He changed power because of who he was.